Hey everybody, welcome back. So, it's a little cold and snowy today. Just a little bit of snow. We have a winter storm here. So, I hear a lot of chickadees. But, today we are trying out an insulated tent once again. And I picked this spot specifically because of the product we're reviewing. A little over 2 years ago now, I posted insulated tent camping in freezing weather, and that was with the smaller version of the tent that I have on my back. Well, the main part's in my sled, but so we're trying insulated tent camping again. This time, this is a winter storm. I've had notifications all yesterday and all today. Winter storm. So we're expected between 6 to 13 inches of snow where I'm at, off of Lake Erie. So I decided to come under these pines to kind of try to get out of the snow a bit. Because if you see behind me, there's a lot of snow. So the wind's real bad too out in the open. It's just everywhere, it's fast. So on my back, is this zoomed in? It is zoomed in. This is just most of the stuff. And then I brought the sled down, and the sled has my cast iron, a stake, and it has the insulated part of the tent. So I'm posting this on Christmas or Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas. I haven't done winter camping in a while, so I figured I'd do it for Christmas. So we're gonna see. I got a little something to keep it even warmer. So I'm gonna get this bag off my back. Shout out to Hidden Woodsman, because my shoulders feel like they're gonna fall off. It is so heavy. And I'm gonna hang it back on a pine tree, and then we're gonna start setting the tent up. So the one base part is on my backpack, and that's the outside shell, basically like a summer tent is what it is. So we'll set that up, and then the insulated part goes inside, and I pump that up. So I'm gonna stomp some of this grass out, and then we're gonna get the shell put up. Okay. Oh my gosh, it is cold out. It's not like it's below zero or anything like that, but it is. By the way, I have 3 layers on. So actually no, I have 4. I've got 4 layers on. So that's a decent bit of layerage, and I'm still cold. My hands are frozen. So let's get this thing set up, because I still gotta cook steak, and I don't want to do that in the dark. Probably will be dark though. So get some of this grass kind of stomped out here. This tent is bigger, so I don't know how much bigger. I just took it out of the box this morning, so oh man. It's nice though. Right here, there's like no snow, but in a bit, I'll show you some snow. Right past what you can see, it's all snow. It is all white. Everything's covered. So this is a nice little spot. That looks like maybe tent patches or something like that. So we got a little tie on here. I was gonna go towards that way. There's a field over that way. There's a big field here, but if you cross the woods that way, there's another field. I was gonna go in the middle of the field. It's snowing too hard for that. Like, I would have such a hard time. So I'm doing it underneath these. So see how big this tent is. I'll set it up off camera because that's boring. I'd also like to say I have an affiliate link with Crua. So this is the Crua Max, and I have an affiliate link now. But the base is a decent size. So the cocoon must be, well, the Crua Max must be pretty big. So this is our entrance, and the rest is pie lines, and it comes with a bag with poles and a bag with stakes. So I'm gonna get this set up before I freeze. There's for some scale, guys. That is what is going on. It's it's pretty cold. Like, you can even look up, it's just white and snow, everything. Okay guys, so here it is. This is just the outside shell. I'm gonna leave those vents closed for obvious purpose, or obvious reason. This thing's really big though. Like, this is a bit bigger than I thought it was. So first of all, we have the dome, right? This is like your standard tent. But then there's just kind of like this turtleneck that comes out. So there's this much inside space that's not even the insulated part. It's just kind of a canopy, you know, or an extra wind blocker. So if I'm to take my boots off or something that's wet, I'll stick it outside at the front of this. So that's pretty cool. But it's all set up. It didn't take that long. But we're gonna get in there now and put in the insulation. Okay, so we're under the front dome of this thing. It's actually decently sized under this like porch kind of thing. So there's not really any light yet. My lantern's not in here. But here is the Max. It's the Nickolas, or Nickolas Max. And we're gonna get this inside and inflate it, which I already did have a pump from the last one, but they upgraded this, and it was my biggest complaint with the last one was this was years ago. I had like one of the first ones they ever made, really, like the first series. But this pump, it now has a seal, so when you're pumping air, the hose is not just gonna come off as you're trying to do it. It's got a gasket on it, so that's good. So this thing, it's not super heavy, but it just takes room, and you know, it's got a little weight to it, but you know, it's not that much. So looks like a sleeping bag, and what we got to do is put that inside of this tent. So that's the main inner tent. So I'm gonna unroll this inside of there, and then we're gonna inflate it. Okay, so keep in mind there's no lantern. I just got my light. But so here's the corner right here. We got to inflate. And then this side over here, there's a spot right where my light is. You got to inflate. I'm going to get this pumped up, and all it's going to do is this, where the orange is, the two orange beams that go, they're going to inflate with air, and it pumps right up inside of this shell. So this is the insulated part. You cannot use this out in the open by itself. You know, that'll ruin it. You're not, you know, this is meant to go inside of a tent. So this is just the insulation layer to a tent. So if you have a tent that's this big or bigger, you can just buy this this part here, the Max, and you can just pump it up inside that tent. So whatever tent it'll fit in, you can just use that. But this is the custom fit shell to fit this exact tent. So I'm gonna pump it up. It's gonna be hard to film it, and yeah, I'll see once it's pumped up. Okay, so I am in the tent. Camera is fogged up. I can't feel my feet. Actually took me a little bit to set this up, and then I went out and put the Christmas lights on. We got a string of Christmas lights. I figured for Christmas I'd hang it up out there on the arch, so we'll see that in a bit when I cook dinner. But for now, I'm in here. I have to warm up. I'm extremely cold, and my feet are just numb. So it's all pumped up. I got the power pack here on the side, and my book bag's in here. So I'm gonna bring the camera inside. Okay. So we're inside. This lantern ain't gonna work because the camera's too foggy, so it's gonna be lit like this in here. But basically, I'm pretty big. It would fit two of me for sure, and I am a bigger person, so yeah, good space in here. I like the space. Trying to keep the camera towards the door so there's snow on the bottom of it. So, brought a pillow, which tried not to get that wet. Brought it down in a little plastic bag. First off though, my feet are already warming up. I had to take them out of the boots. I know those boots get real cold. So, let's just go through the bag here real quick. So, up in this top part, it's gonna keep fogging. I'm sorry. It's just there was so much snow getting on the camera. So I have a little fold-out like stove, like a rocket type stove, and we gotta try to find some dry wood of some sort to cook my steak. I am carnivore diet now. I can't eat really anything but meat, so I brought a steak down and we'll just cook it on that stove. So I have 3 bottles of water stacked in here. I did bring something else. Probably not the best thing for in here, but I thought it would be cool. So if I get my wool blanket out of this bag, that's gonna be a pain. Ugh. I brought my wool blanket as my sleeping bag because my sleeping bag is nowhere to be found. So I've got a army type, it's just a wool blanket. It's one of those like green ones. Also in here, I have a candlestick. I'll show you what that's for. I have a sleeping pad, so that will roll out. And the main, oh, hold up. It's a candle holder. So I was gonna like that. I don't know if I'll do it in here. Probably with just moderation while I'm sitting right next to it. Probably not even smart doing that. Don't do that at all, actually. That's stupid. Okay, so there's gonna be one light streak right here, but that's for a second. So what this is for in a car or a truck, whatever, a vehicle, if you have ice on the windshield, you set this on the dash and plug it into the cigarette lighter. And, well, the port, you know, the DC port. So, this is meant for defrosting windshields. I'm gonna hang it in here, and I brought one of the power packs, and that's what I was running Christmas lights with. And we're gonna plug it into this and see if we can get it going. I have used this. I'm sure I could just get it to hang in here. It's either a fan or a heater. There's that button there. So before I even plug this thing in, I would say in here right now it's about 53. I don't know. I'm pretty warm-blooded. It's probably like, just say 40, high 40s to 50. Let's just say that. Outside, I think it's like right around 30, but that's without the wind chill. There's a lot of wind. But right where we are, I've tucked this into the trees on purpose for that reason. You know, these are the only pines around here. They're really good because, you know, they have lots of needles on them. In the winter, they still provide cover. Whereas, like, other forests around here, there's nowhere to protect from wind. So I wanted to camp this, but there was high wind. So that's why we're back under pines. So this is wiggling a bit, not much at all. I only did 4 of the tie downs. Well, I didn't do the tie downs, is what I'm trying to say. I did the stakes. I just did tent stakes. So there's 2 to pull the front out. I did 6 of them. There's 2 to pull the front out. That little hoop at the front. That actually gets its own tent frame put through. The front does. And then there's 2 that cross each other to make up the skeleton. And then you just kind of clip it all together. It's very simple. If you set up a tent, then you could set this up as well. So, I I'm talking like one of them base tents, like when you get from Walmart, the smaller ones. It's the same exact setup. So, I have my coat and the Santa hat over here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hang this up, and I am extremely curious if we can get it really warm in here. It might be a stupid idea. A lot of my ideas are stupid. So we're gonna hang it up here with this light, if I can. And it is hung up. So I'm gonna plug it in outside. Try not to get electrocuted. And that's it for this bag. The steak and the cooking stuff's outside. So that's the bag. Other videos I talk forever, so I'm gonna cut it now. What I'm gonna do is set up my sleeping pad and just situate stuff. Plug this in, and we're gonna turn it on and see how it goes. Okay guys, so my bed is set up. I'll show that in a second. But we're gonna turn this on. So I gotta figure out which part. One part says fan, one says heat. So that's it right there. Okay. It is turned on to heat. I don't know if you guys can hear that. We've got it hanging up, so we're gonna see what it could do. So this is just a self-inflating mat. Doesn't really self-inflate that well, but yeah. So pillow, wool blanket, mat, and then we're on top of the tent bottom. So we've got that waterproof layer at the bottom, and then we've got, you know, the insulated tent is a full around thing. You know, floor, walls, everything. So this heating pad, or this sleeping pad, is not working well. So there's a big divot in the ground here, and then there's also a divot on the other side. So yeah, that's gonna work for that. But oh well, that's putting out, if there was like an ultra micro hair dryer, this would be the lowest setting of that. So I'm just gonna chill in here for a bit. I gotta warm up because I am it's cold, and I'm wet too. Pants, socks, hat, just everything's wet. So I'm gonna lay in here a bit and just see how well this works. Okay guys, so trying to stay warm. It's it's very cold outside. The temp just keeps dropping. I don't have a thermometer for in the tent. It says it's 28 out, but with wind chill it's like 15. And another problem is that I am wet. So my pants got wet, socks, even this hat got wet. I had to take the Santa hat off because that got really wet. But this little heater's not doing anything. I'm sure it's doing something if I was to go outside, but I've been wanting to go out and like cook the steak, but I don't know, like I'm trying to stay warm. I'm at a very bad cold point. This bed mat is terrible right now. It must have a hole or something in it. I'm on top of the roots of the pine trees, but yeah, I am very cold. It's not the tent's fault. There's a big difference between in here and outside, I could tell you that. Another thing is there's no wind in here, so I'm not getting hit by wind. So I would say in here it's about, and keep in mind I'm pushing the limits of this tent. It is insulated, but you know, you're not supposed to be in extremely cold weather. You know, if you were to the point where it's extremely cold winter, extremely cold temperatures, past like this range where this is at, it would just make for a good wind blocker. So, you know, obviously you need the right gear to still stay warm, but it would block the wind. It's very windy outside. Snow keeps hitting the tent from the pines. I even heard a tree fall over that way. So yeah, I'm definitely pushing the limits. And the biggest thing is I don't have the right gear with me. I haven't camped in a while, and I wasn't thinking, and I grabbed just what was there. I don't know where my sleeping bag is. My camouflage one I've used. That thing's nice and warm. I don't know where it's at. And I should have brought an extra pair of pants, because they are wet. But I don't know. I'm trying to think. Best way to stay warm. Even starting a campfire, I mean, yeah, they get nice and warm if the wind's not 20 miles an hour outside. And listen. I mean, it's like 35, 40 mile an hour gusts at random, and that's online, it says that. So it's just I don't know. I don't know if I want to go out and cook the steak. I don't know if I want to cook it tonight, or I can just wait and just cook it in the morning. And because for carnivore I eat in the morning and then dinner. Sometimes I don't eat dinner and I'll eat the breakfast, you know, or I won't eat the breakfast and I'll have dinner. It's just random. So I don't know. I really got to think on it, but I'm at a point to where if I go outside and I have these wet clothes on, it's gonna make it twice as worse, and I probably won't be able to say, because these pants are soaked. So I don't know, we're gonna chill for a bit more, but I thought I'd update you. Well, there's definitely more snow, and it's all the way up to the tent now, so the wind definitely did pick up. I am frozen. I have to figure something out. I didn't bring enough gear, sleeping bag wise, or anything along the lines of that. The power pack's almost dead. I didn't realize how much power that little fan took, but that little fan took a lot of power. So, oh man, I think we should cook the steak. Okay guys, so I have to make an important decision here. I just did not pack right, and I didn't think about clothing and how it would get wet. I can't feel my feet or hands, and my body's extremely cold. So basically I either scrap this video or I walk back home, put on a lot of gear, and then I come back down. I have no option. A fire will not help. I am to that point where I cannot take it anymore. It's too bad for how cold I am. And once again, it is not the tent's fault. It's poor management by me, by what I packed. So, yeah. I was gonna come out and cook the steak, but I got out and now I am double worse than what I was. And yeah, that's just not gonna work. So, you know, I don't want to scrap this. I want this to be on a Christmas. I still have been out in a winter storm, and it is still terrible. But if I just go, well, that's a good bit of time, keep in mind, and I have to walk. If I do get clothes, I have to walk through a winter storm back home, and the wind is booking it out in the open. So I think I'm gonna make the walk back. It's gonna take a little bit, and I'm probably gonna freeze even more, but just for my safety, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get hurt or something, or my hands and feet are to the point of hypothermia or something, or frostnip, something of that order. And for safety, I have to go do that. As much as I don't want to, I have to. So I'm gonna make the walk home. It's gonna really suck bad, but I will get some clothes. Okay guys, never mind the camera. I'm gonna shut this door now. I went ahead and I put snow pants on. I'm feeling warmer. That was not good. Honestly, I was not feeling good at all from how cold I was. So we're gonna seal this tent up. It is getting worse outside. It is getting like just very windy. This is bothering me. Hold up. Hold up. So it is getting windy outside, like even more than it was. And it is white out. Keep in mind, I'm not driving a car, and walking through the one field to get to here, it was a whiteout. Like, it was hard to see. Like, it is really snowing outside. So I put on this hat, and I put snow pants on and changed my socks. I didn't bring any blankets down, nothing else, like nothing like that. I changed, like, cause that was getting bad. So first time I've had to do that, but I'm glad I did, because I think it's getting worse outside than it was. So yeah, I had all this laying up here. When I had the tripod basically right where I'm sitting, that's where the bed was, there was water underneath the bed because there was snow on the bottom of the tripod, and as I was in here that melted off, and then there was water. So I'm gonna make sure it's all up and then relay that down. It's just the pillow and the blanket there. But Santa hat, I'm sorry, but you're wet and I can't wear you. So yeah, this is holding up well though. It's like I said, it's not the tent's fault at all. This is a great tent. Like, I love this tent. If I was in a normal tent right now, I would be shivering. Like, I would actually be, you wouldn't be able to camp. I was bad before I changed because I got wet and I was stupid. If I was doing like a multi-day camp or whatever out in the woods, that, you know, wouldn't have even happened. I just haven't camped in a while and I wasn't thinking, and they're predicting this to be like the worst storm of the year. Almost, it could be the worst storm of the year. So I hope you guys enjoy this Christmas special. a lot of walking in a blizzard. I like saying blizzard. Blizzards are pretty harsh. I don't know, this might end up being a blizzard though. So I'm gonna lay down and try to get some sleep. Like, I'm tired. I was gonna do the steak. It's getting too bad outside. I'd rather just wait and cook it in the morning. Like, honestly, it's getting that bad outside. You can hear it hitting the tent. Here's this vent. Right outside of that's the EXO tent. So that's what I use to view daylight. So I'm gonna get some rest, or try to. It is a lot warmer in here than outside, don't get me wrong. So yeah, see you in the next update. Well, I didn't put the there were poles to go in this. There's poles that go in to support it better, and I didn't, and it started to come in this side. I'd never put the supports on. So I just hit snow off. You can see where it's baggy here and it's all frozen. On top of this was a lot of snow. Keep in mind, I didn't put a lot of the ties, the tie downs out, and that would probably help it a lot. But I need to show you guys outside. I can't be out here long at all. My hands already froze. But I just got that snow off the top of here. I didn't want that to cave anything in. Once again, my fault. Something I didn't do, I didn't put the poles in. But it still held anyways. So, this snow see over there, that's that private building. Okay, I cannot be out here long. My hands are frozen. This is probably the worst, I'd have to say the worst storm we've had in a while. This is pretty bad. So I'm gonna head in again, but I just wanted to update you. I'm hoping whenever I see you again, it's almost morning, or even noon, if I could sleep that much. Well, I decided to light the Christmas candle before I go to bed. Oh, it's dying out. No, it was just burning pretty good. I have it right in the center here. I am gonna blow it out before I go to bed. But I thought, since, you know, Christmas and candles and it's cold outside, I'd light it, and it is dying out. So I'm just gonna blow that candle out and go to bed. Well, it is too dark in here even for the infrared. It's not even changing anything. So yeah, I've been up for a bit now. The sleeping pad, I know you can't see, and I don't even see the lantern. Alright, guys. Okay, that's bright. Well, sleeping pad is officially rolled up. I haven't been able to sleep for a while now, but sleeping pad did officially deflate, and I don't know if you can tell. You definitely can't. I'm gonna give you guys a tip. If you want to sleep while camping, don't put your tent on top of pine tree roots. I was like sort of asleep for a while there, like a weird state, and my one leg was like on this one root. It's like over here. My one leg was like across it, and now my leg is cramping, and it hurts. So don't sit on top of pine roots. I mean, if you have something to cover it well, go for it. But I'm gonna show you guys how dark it is in here. So, right where I'm pointing, I'm thinking when it's daylight, you'll be able to see some light up there at the top. But still can't see nothing. I am not opening this tent until I'm ready to go out for the steak. Yeah, my last little checkup outside, that was cold, and I do not feel like doing all of that again and then coming back in. So we're just gonna camp it out until it is, you know, okay to cook the steak outside. I don't know how I'm gonna find wood, if I'm being honest. I really don't know, because there's so much snow already, and by the time we go out, it's probably gonna be like impossible. So I'm gonna do my best to find wood for the steak. Do my absolute best. Because I didn't, once again, I wasn't thinking. I didn't bring a folding saw. I should have. But I am not making that walk again. That's just not fun. So we're gonna camp it out until then. I haven't slept a ton. But I am impressed with this tent's ability to keep the wind out. And I'd say it is a good, I'd say it's 20 degrees warmer in here than outside. And that wind chill is the harsh thing. The wind chill is just, that's what gets you. And you don't have to really worry about the wind inside of here, so. Alright. I thought I'd update you. I'm just laying on top of pine roots at this point. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next update. Well, for as cold as it was outside, I think it did decent. I haven't taken off my snow pants, so I have my shirt. I have a thick flannel, which is fleece, that's buttoned up. And then on top of that, I have a pullover hoodie. And then on top of that, I have this Carhartt zip-up jacket. And then underneath, I just have sweatpants and then the snow pants on. Sorry, my phone started playing. It's what's the percentage now? Okay, it's 8:21. This thing's almost dead. I brought 2 phones down because I know it was cold enough it would kill them so fast. So I have a other phone now, one that has service. So now I got 2. So I brought both phones. So you can hear the wind outside. This thing is still fogging up. There is definitely, like I said, a big difference inside of this tent though, from outside. Like, and this is pushing this tent, okay? This is pushing this tent. So, I think it did pretty well. So, let me turn lantern on. I should have before I started filming. But, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is pack this stuff up. There's not much in here, but I'm gonna pack it up into this bag and then put it out front, and then get my boots on and we'll head out and cook the steak. Like I said, I am on carnivore diet, so I can't eat anything but meat. So I just have a steak. So I'll see you guys out there. This is gonna be a real pain to do. I guarantee it's gonna really be a pain. Well, here's in the front entrance of the tent. It is just so cold, and the snow is waiting outside. It is waiting. We got a lot of snow. Last time I checked though, I don't know. I don't know if it kept going past that. The forecast said it was gonna go until like noon today. And then a couple hours ago I checked, and then it said like 6 a.m. But I don't know. I don't hear snow, and I don't think I'm seeing snow out of that crack. So I think it must have stopped. But we'll see once we get out there. Welp. So that's where I walked this morning. Those indentations. That's a lot in one night. We have not had snow like that in a while. I mean, the trees are even covered. All this morning, we started getting like big wind gusts, like earlier this morning. And I was just laying there, and all of a sudden I just hear, like out of nowhere, just right above me, the pines started dropping big things of snow on me. So right there is our little cooking stove. I don't know how that's gonna work. It probably won't, but we're just gonna see. So I'm gonna get to a spot where we can start a fire, and then I'll get the cast iron heated up. Well, that's where all the snow piled on the side. Every time I hit it, it would pile there. And right back there, somewhere, I think that's it. Right back in there, we're gonna try to cook. Yeah, pan's right over there. But there's chickadees up in there. I'm sure you guys can hear them. If you can see anything, but they're up there. My hands are frozen. Let's try to get this thing cooked. Okay, it's time to try to get this fire started. Have these little 5-minute fire starters. These were given to me by Stein North when I was in Wisconsin. Trying to just use one of them here. It's hard to break it when I have gloves on. So we're gonna give it a shot here. Should be able to just strike it on the side. Box is soggy. Not gonna work. So let's get a lighter. I ain't messing with that flint and steel stuff. Too cold for that. It is windy out. I'm gonna get this pan going here. A little bit of ice and stuff that needs melted out. But here's my steak. So once this pan's nice and hot, I'll throw the steak on. Okay guys, so pan's hot. Gonna get our steak out. Smoke. I built the fire out a little bit. My feet, I can't feel them, so the best thing I could do is, just. Alright, ready? So I took your guys' advice and heated the pan up before I put the steak in, so it's already heated. So yeah, I can warm my feet up. They're numb. So I'm just building a fire onto the side because it's too hard to put wood inside there once it's going. So I'm gonna get a bunch more of that the twigs and stuff, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this fire going so I can feel my feet. So, I need my feet to warm up. Thanks a lot, Smoke. Come on, Smoke, you can do better than that. Okay, so here's our steak. I'm hoping the smoke's almost done with its nonsense. So we're gonna try the steak. Guys, I don't have a knife. I had it, I don't know where it went, I think I dropped it. So, give it a bite. That's pretty good. So, I haven't eaten in 24 hours. I just realized that. So, this steak tastes pretty good. It's medium well. I try to do medium. I'd say it's more towards medium though. I'd say medium. I gotta focus on warming my feet up though. Take another bite here. No, that's medium well. It's at a really good stage though. It's not overcooked. It's at a good stage. It's juicy. All I did was butter. I just set it in the snow though. The cast iron was so hot. That's really good. Okay, yeah. Half of it's medium, half of it's not. Because one half of the pan had high heat, one had medium. The fat has a bit of a pine taste to it from the pine. I was just burning little twigs here. A lot of these twigs don't like snapping. I'm glad I have these snow pants. That steak is really juicy. It's at a perfect stage. It is so juicy, I don't even need to cut this with the knife. It'd be nice to have one. But I don't. What an outdoorsman, huh? Camping in the winter, but I don't have a knife. I have 3 lighters though. Man, that steak is perfectly done. Perfectly done. So, I want to thank you guys for watching this. And Merry Christmas. And if you're watching this a couple years from now and it's Christmas then, Merry Christmas again. I hope it goes well. Or it did go well if you're watching this after. And, of course, New Year's is right after. So, you know, is it even worth saying this year's going to be my year anymore, you know? You get to New Year's and you say all this stuff and don't do it. I think the best thing to do is do it before New Year's. So you don't give yourself an excuse to wait until the new year. You could just stop then. So, New Year's is New Year's. It's just another year. Years go really fast for me now. I don't know what it is. I think it's just growing up. I'm sure this video is a good 45 minutes long though, because I'm good at doing that, aren't I? But I hope you guys have a good Christmas. If you're watching this in the summer, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And for my first camp out in a while, so I want to say this real quick. I've tried to winter camp twice. The 2 other times it snowed before now, I tried camping. And I had huge things happen while camping that completely just made me stop. The first one was a tent. I tried to set it up 3 times and one of the things was bent and it wouldn't go. So I was out in the middle. I was out in the far woods, keep in mind. Because it wasn't windy out, so I went in the far woods. Now I'm setting this tent up, getting it all ready. I was going to post it, but it'd just be silly of me to post that. And I'm setting up this tent and I got really mad. I ripped it out of the ground, threw it. It is a bad tent. So, I tried again. Different tent. Everything went wrong. I went very far out. And I used the side-by-side for it. And, side-by-side ran out of gas. A mouse stored all of its food within 2 weeks and lived inside of my one sleeping bedroll. I found this out 10 minutes after that. And then it started raining. So I was like, you know what? Something doesn't want me to camp. It happened to me twice before this one. This one, stuff tried to get at me. Something tried to get at me. You know, whatever you believe. Something has been trying to put me down and make me not want to do something. So this one, a lot of stuff tried, but I wasn't gonna stop. So maybe since I got this one out, won't have any problems in the future, hopefully. Look at this smoke. Look, it's mad at me now that I'm talking about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. And Merry Christmas.